Happy New Year. Umnyaka lomusha mbukeli umnyaka wa 2022. Young Climber solo ikhona. Namhlanje na mbukeli sithi njengaloku ucala umnyaka lomusha. Sifune ukusibe support semaseko, sifune ukusibe sibheka lena nalena azivele sicaleni sisebente silandzekelana umuntu lo tawuvela sifaka ingane sekuthi singene emsebentini kunathishela lana Sithembiso Mahazule lijaha nje leli tsite nalo lisebenza lapha nebantu abesikolo lase liyacabanga ukuthi hayi man yathi kukhona lengakwenda nami eceleni kukhona lengakwenda ekhaya asengicaletele nami kube khona lenkwendako lana ke Mahazule wende tinguku temacanza letibo 2000 atifuya walima wakha ukudla kwetinguku ukudla kwetingulube konke letinto leto ukuthi wahamba kwawo utasitshela ukuthi ulithathe phile lwati lelingaka wenta ngani yena thineke singafunza ini lapho ngoba nami umnyaka ucala sifuna kusebenza sifuna imali sonke utawa khona ke la Sithembiso Mahazule asita ukuthi singenta kanjani kushintsha timpilo tethu si overhaul timpilo tethu ngifuna nekusho nokuthi and our financial situations hlangana sikembukela isakhulumisana naye Sithembiso wakamahazule Mahazule mhlambe umuntu akasase nje lithuba abonga ukuthi ubeka yena nathi ehlelweni mhlambe ke nekubuda ukuthi thina sathi ukuthi ungithishela mane namhlanje na ehlelweni kuthiwa Mahazule uyalima kunjanjani uqale emabhizinisi ufika njani emabhizinisini bantu labaningi bakhala ngebuthishela kuthi ebuthisheleni ukuthi imali ebuthisheleni kunjani wena ufike njani la kutheni so ubambe emabhaba
angicale ngekubonga ukuthi ningimeme ehlelweni kuyimbola enkulu le ukuthi ukana ukuthi enye ilanga unawe umenywe kuze kube khona ongakusho ukhulume nga something lo yadiko kuliciniso lokuthi ngithishela ngithishela nje ngidrive ma goals empilo
okay
the drivers of life kuba ngilama goals akho la kuthatha akubeke somewhere being a teacher then versatile mina I work with some skills ama skills that's my survival skills apart from being a teacher okay. I like my job what I'm doing as a teacher because I'm on my area
okay
yes so
la ebusinessini ufika njani ba Mahazule bantu abaningi nawe yatu nawe usebenza nawe uthishela bayakhala kuti imali lana kunjanjani wena mabakhala uthi yathi ngisajake kuyobamba nako ngisengiyohlola emasimi ufika njani wena lapho noma wena awubinani nalengqondo labanayo lalabanye ukuthi vele lana siyahlupheka
ebusinessini ngifika so siyasengicala nje initially nangise college bengiku Scythe kusese ngisayif lese kuthiwa today sekuthiwa inectars
oh yes
so before bese more engaged I was more engaged ku Scythe so kwangisita kakhulu nga realize was okay now I can do something
okay
I follow my goal from there ngapusha and then I started my small enterprise more especially kuleti inkukhu temacanza
okay
I didn't start by buying the layers but I breed the layers from the old chicks
okay
ngakubona ku possible ngakhicita tinkukhu temacanza tatalela and then I was very happy to say kwendiwe ngimi lo I move on from there so long ngiyaphusha impilo and then I started to say okay now because my feet are adulile you cannot sustain your business by buying always
yes
what can I do then ngakuthola opportunity to go outside the country meet some gurus in agriculture
okay
and those guys bang empowerish by sharing some information information basically on some books
okay
and kulama shows so ngakhona kuthola some knowledge there ngafunza ngayenza research yami
okay
ngasina ngenda le research yami ngathi this is my research that I'm doing so ngasebenza ngafunza emva kwaloko ngase sengithi no let me just start growing my own then I started growing the yellow maize
Okay.
I think I grew the yellow maize about 5 hectares of land at home. It was just only yellow maize.
Okay.
That yellow maize ngayisebenzisa to breed the chickens there.
Okay.
From there ngithenga at the same time some of the feeds because kunama special feeds lebengiwasebenzisa buying them from outside the country. Benginawo ke lama permit buying all those things yabona. Bengithenga.
Le mali yabona nje nyazo zokhuluma ngokuthenga from South Africa. Uyithethephi imali ubolekwe ngibani? Nami ngisafuna kuya kuye nje masicetha.
So I shared the idea with a friend of mine at home. Actually, it's a friend or a brother at home.
Okay.
Then Sakazi, we've got the same idea. We are calling out Sivane, which is Kasebend. Then we moved on. Okay. So I ended the project. It's Saikala, Sai Kickstarter, Yasebend.
Okay.
And we started feeding the nation by that way.
So kude libhange lenikhulumisene nalo mhlambe bantu laba boshayilokhi banibambise banikeza imali ndawo khona kuqala ngabantu abaningi masathi lamaningi akhala ngaso nje uthi business imali indzawo umhlaba imali kude imali ilibhange wena uqala njani uze uyo importer ubolekwe ngibani le mali?
So konke kwacala ku budgeting.
Okay.
Sabuka ukuthi okay, if we bring these chicks, where can we source these chicks that we want? Sabuka ke salandzela ke imigomo lefanele. Sabuka because what we have, we've got the incubator. But okay. Then sabana ke challenge ukuthi at that time we cannot bring the eggs. Ngifunza ngichecka ukuthi ama challenges ala macanza it's what and what. As no, let me stop working with the incubator. Okay. Although it is quite industrial, I didn't have that much electricity that big and power to utilize it at that time, but it is still there.
Okay.
Then let us just set up and look what we can do. Ukuthi singathenga ini sesiqale lo msebenzi siwende uqhubeka. And then ke beyikhona ke some money from our coffers, okay. From our personal savings. The best now by the time saqala with that money. Because we didn't build an expensive structure. Okay. To start, we didn't build an expensive structure. If I remember very well, we just make use of roofing, and the other side, then we concrete on the floor. Then we move on to have a masonite board on the shield inside the room. Then as a material, then we bring the shade net. Okay. That's what we did. Then we bring in the chicks. The first batch was 1,000 chicks.
Uqala indolonga yadi. Kodwa uthenga 1,000. Yes. Makukhulula ke uyabo lo mnye uva ngazothi uqala nga10, uqala nga100. Ninani lokuqala nga1000?
Qala nga1000 kunale drive ukuthi kuyangimotivate ukuthi this thing I'm not going to start by thinking of being a failure before I start. Okay. From where I am, sengihambe a long way to find out more information about the needs. Okay. In terms of caring, I've been working on as a teacher. You remember, I'm a teacher. I'm teaching agriculture most of the time, you know. So I used to keep chickens. Okay. But the difference in terms of the chicks I was keeping, the chickens I keep, is that the more of the indigenous chickens. They are not so much weak like the broilers. Yes. So they are going to sustain my conditions that it in compared to lama broilers. So no, these chicks are good. I can make something with this one. So the thing now was left on the how I was going to feed them. Yes. Then I said no, let me start growing the yellow maize. Yeah. And then I'll just buy once. Then what I did, and then after that I started producing for myself.
Mawuthi producing for yourself, so producer le feed.
Producer le feed.
Ifeed isikhathi lesiningi ibe netithabo letinye letithide. Akubi nje kulombila esikhathini lesiningi. Wena lokwadi ukuthi kufakwa ini kudla mase kufakwa labo tartaric. Lelwati lelo ulithathaphi noma wena cha bovule nje ugaya nje umbila nje.
Ngigaya umbila. But before then benginawo ukudla lokuthengwa lokho specifically for the chickens. Okay. Ngathi balances ukuthi nathi khula from the time dikhula dithola the perfect stuff. Okay. Dikhula then ke through the books I have. Ngifunza lapha ukuthi okay, if nangithi nika lokho le ngokuthi amita wenda njani.
Okay.
Yabo.
Okay.
But then my objective was not actually to say I am going to let these chickens all lay the eggs, but I was breeding.
Okay.
And now breeder, there's nothing much needed compared to someone who ungena ukuthi ka production ukuthi ufuna emacanza talent because sekunekula dikudzingako. So I know what to do. Ukuthi okay nangabe ngakhale feed yami ngiyayihlanganisa kanje without any preservative lengayifaka but ngokuthi tawukhula.
Okay.
We're using what is local. We're using what is local.
Le market unetinga ukleting 2000 le market usurveyile ngalo mnye umuntu bese masadamani ngakhala ngithi so produceile lana sekukhona sekugcwele lana so bathe ngiyathengisa kufika umuntu uthenga kubili kuthathu sekuhleli lapha kuyadwadla kucetha la kule feed so valo mina ngazi ukuthi angijubekte inhloko ngifake freezer.
You know, in the market, what is very important is when you go for marketing. In a market, you need to know your stuff. You need to market your product well. You need to explain how it has been produced, how it has been grown. Because you cannot tell me that now producer a layer, we are going to produce a layer just like a general homestead chicken. Take it inside there, but you have specific requirements for the growing of the chicken. Now it's a layer. So I reached those standards.
Okay.
I tried to reach those standards because, as I mentioned earlier on, that I've been buying from South Africa the specific feeds.
Okay.
To grow my chickens from there until there because I registered as a company.
Okay.
Yes. So those are the things. Ukuthi siqalele mfo sayiqala from le phasi sakhuphuka nayo in stages. It wasn't an overnight thing. So in a market, you need to explain your product to say, I am sure about this. Because at the same time, on weekends, like on Sunday, after church, that I will go and visit the people providing, checking the people who have bought the chickens from me, if they are still making what you call the... Technical, as a technical advisor at the same time, on weekends. When I'm done, so that reduces the amount of some kind of stress because you know you are doing something. Yeah.
Emaswati ayathanza ukuba business. Athanza qala business afuna kuthenga Lamborghini afuna kuthenga imoto tekdura nakulana wena uthi it's not overnight. Sihlanganisa njani lenzabe emaswatini ekuthi kuyabekedelwa naloko ukuthi la bafuna ukucala ibusiness nge-microwave ngabe ungathini nje kulama microwavepreneurs la sagcwele ukuthi umuntu uthi acala ini bafuna kubonakala hamba ngemoto kusasa
la microwavepreneurs lokhanza ukuthi acala ngisho nje ukuthi people as emaswati we need to work sizame ukuthi monitor info as ikhula igrowth yayo until we can realize the profit later.
Awumbukeli sihleli naye lana babe Sithembiso Mahazule sitaba sinaye futhi masibe ekhefini sifuna kuva kahle kabantu ukuthi thishela ucala njani into lenkulu aze naye abe nema products akhe aze naye athengisele imimango netitolo nanani konke lokho sitaba ukukhuluma masibe ekhefini kwanyalo hlala nathi mbukeli sasishelele ekhefini. Asipenze kumongela mbukeli ihlelo young climber bitami ngimuzi ngimandile ngihlelana na Sithembiso Mahazule ngithi babe Mahazule kebhake hawu ngazi ukuthi angangeni lapho baba Mahazule ngicela ukuthi ngikubide ngababe ndaze ngilahlela ama customer singakaye caffeine kumenza bayidinguko ukuthi business dinguko the ding 2000 uthishela ngala eceleni mhlawumbe nje umuntu uyadibuta ukuthi ulatinga uqueen noma masingabuda nje le portfolio mhlawumbe ukuthi by Mahazule ubhizi ngani nje mhlawumbe sosinikete lonke luhlwa letinto lo busy ngato.
Kulesikhathi sanyalo indzaba yetinkuku ngiyimisile.
Okay.
Ngayimisiswa ukuthi ukuthi na usebenzisa ihlobo loluthito letinkuku ukhanze ukuthi lela ukuthola khona kuhamba kube nenkinga ukuthi kusekunedifo thide.
Okay.
So lokho bese kukunika le rest.
Okay.
That's why now ukhanze ngirestile because normally utawuthenga kulama cruise company. Ngeke nje uhambe uthenga anybody ngoba ngikuphi la uthanda ukuthenga khona inkukhu lo betakunika something kusasa.
Okay.
So lokho ke kwase kuyangimisa but I'm on my way to because kulamalanga nje ngilungiselela kubuyela back to that but okay. I'm still waiting until kuvuleke ukuthi kusebenzeke.
Okay.
So lengibhizi ngako ke while I'm still waiting for that one.
Okay.
Kukhona lesibhizi lengibhizi ngako lokunye lokusesikusebenzako. Especially because ngisebenza as an informal farm.
Okay.
So lemakhala ngisebenzela khona ngiyakwakha kudla kwetilwane.
Okay.
Ngiyakwakha kudla kwengulube, ngiyabakhela kudla kwengulube, ngiyakwakha kudla kwetinkukhu, ngiyakwakha. Like i-crush yenkukhu ngiyayo because of lembila lengilimako boyelo maize.
Okay.
So lokho kuyangisita ukusustaina lempilo yami nje ezingisachubeka ngizama lekunalapha nalapha.
Umuntu lo munye na ukhuluma ngetinkuku, ukhuluma ngekwakha, ukhuluma ngekulima ya umbila yellow maize. So ukhuluma ngekwakha ifeed. Sokuthi uhlanganisa letithako letinongo letidzingekako. Ngalana futhi ungithishela sikhuluma ngomuntu umunye. Ukuhlanganisa njani lento? Ukhona njani ukukwenda letinto leti ngoba lo munye angaba ngithishela ubuka nje ukuthishela khale ngathi ukuthi imali lo myanga ngaba ngulo wenda tinkuku khala ngathi le nto yetinkuku nyalo kuthiwa sekunedifo wena lokuba lana nalena ukhona njani?
Kuvela nje ukuthi nawuphila uyabuka igap. Uthi okay nasi isikhala. Nayi la isidingo lesikhona la ngangena la khona lengaphuma nakho. So nami ngarealize nje some gap to say not to say I'm staying not doing anything because I'm known as a hustler in agriculture, Okay. So that's what I live. So with the little knowledge I've acquired from my friends, I'm able to do those things. But then I went on a part-time job.
Okay.
Because it's not most of the time I'm at work.
Yes.
Because you need to put your employer first. Now even now uqasha umuntu lo umqashile ufuna ukuthi endele wakho umsebenzi uqala. So nami ke what I do first Monday whatever time, but when it calls me to be at work ngibona ukuthi there is too much pressure or there's a lot that I have to do. My heart is always at work.
Okay.
But that is made by what? By the fact that kukhona lokumotivator behind.
Okay.
Way back lengamuva ekhaya ukuthi mhlawumbe kusangizamisa ukuthi kunginikele ukuthi nalomsebenzi ukhona ukusebenza kahle. Kuyakuqinisa nje. Than ukuthi you are all to be always complaining. So lokho kuyasusa le stress of some kind. To say we are busy with something else ngale Saturday or whatever time ngale little time you have that evening. Mina nje this thing of feed. I know ukuthi okay before ngiyathi ukuthi I've got lo angisakusebenzisa much on the marketing strategy. I don't have to come to you and tell you that I'm selling feed. But you can visit my website possible if you want. You can visit if you need the chickens. You can visit my website. When I have the chickens are ready, then on my Facebook page I open up the page. I find it. Then you are able to get the product if it is there. You don't have to come to me. You show up the way by using the technology. You show up that okay, I've already paid. Then I want to do collection. I will show you where the farm is. Go home.
Okay.
Just call this number, call your product and fetch your product.
Bantu abaningi Mahazule business abo especially emaswati la sebendako afile awile aphela ngoba umuntu mhlambe usebenda kakhulu ngelicingo noma usebenda ngeremote ungathini kulabantu labazame kufuya timbuti ekhaya emhlosheni usebenda espeak yena ufaka uyisebenda ngelicingo nje uyisebenda ngelicingo khamba njani hayi no akusetshentweni maja ufaka uyisebenda ngelicingo agcina afike ekhaya khanze kunembutinye kude timbuti kudimali wena wenda ngani lokukhona kuchubeka uchochothe businessini
sikhathi esiningi passion iyakusida.
Okay.
Dalo ukuthi when you do something, like when you say you are talking about business, uba unale perseverance of what you are doing. You need to follow your goal. Ube courageous of what you want, what you are doing. Because you don't have to take your goal and shift it to somebody else. To rely on that person with the fact that he's going to do it better than you know it. That person vele ngeke khone kwenda without your direction.
Yeah.
So that's why most of the businesses for people like us, we find that they don't do well. Not the fact that we don't know, but the problem is that most of the time we're not there.
Yeah, unikela
umuntu yawathi ngibukele lapha ekhaya ngibukela lapha ekhaya ukhansi uyabambeka ngemgcibelo awusakhona ukuya ngelesombo ngibukele lapha ekhaya yabona. The feeling that the person can't even tell you ukuthi kuphelile kudla kwethi ngulubu ukhansi ngube defile yethi ngulubu etiyagula angakushayela sibengithi airtime.
Yeah,
that's the problem. So you need to be hands on for your own business. You need to be hands on. And then kunale ukuthi sometimes sibamfu siyes expect to eat. Immediately nje I get a profit, then I can't blame that one. Usually be background, but I hope sesifunzile simaswati ukuthi business yini, and we are capable of running all these businesses. If we can get a proper way of say supportane sikhona ukupushana nderende. Yeah, ukanga ukuthi maybe some other time you are doing this business just because I've seen you doing it, then it is going to give you a challenge tomorrow. And so much right we are end out. Only to find that it is not you need to follow your goal. So that this thing it over sustainable. Kuba sustainable kwale business ngesikhathi wena ukhona lokwenda le team ukhona lokuthi uzame indlela wenda ukuthi ema input cost akhatheke yabona. More especially ka farming. To realize more profit. Tinkuku ngeke ufike 100 chickens so to for profit. But then if you go out and find some kind of funding. So now I need funding. This thing here pass I can do. I have a structure. Find information, get more network. Just go out and network with other people that say gurus on the field. Utoba successful. We know what we can do. We know how we can overhaul our lives through agriculture and other things. So agriculture to me it's a skill because I can do whatever I like.
Bantu bakhala kude ma opportunities kangwane kude imali kangwane kude ini ungathini wena uMahazule ngalabantu lababona ngazuthi konke kumnyama kude lesingakwenda vele siyahlupheka ungathini wena?
When we talk of an opportunity ngicabanga ukuthi sometimes iyangalo ukuthi ubuke in which angle, which area. For example, if you are talking about an opportunity like in agriculture, you need to think about what you can do, what people need. People they eat every day.
Yeah.
It depends when did you do when did you produce well. Where are you? Then your food.
Okay.
Do the people need your product or what? Whom are you going to sell to?
Okay.
Sometimes the opportunity you didn't even go out for market. We have not used any mean of exposing your product to the people. But then we are talking about a lack of opportunities. We have got land. But then what is it? Did you ever ask somebody or talk to somebody about it? Okay, what if I can just make use of this land? Because other places in Swaziland ukwanza ukuthi kunemanti kunemhlabathi uhledi idle. Those are resources free of charge. But then you ukwanza ukuthi itsine sled. Yabona. Now nje litulu lina kakhulu sometimes kanti liyana litulu lina throughout. So what do you think? What can you do to overhaul your life and stop thinking negative? Just have the way, let us change the way we think. See when you just be positive of what you want to do. Don't think about failure before you start something. Then you need to give yourself time. kancane. Business is not just an overnight thing to do, especially for agriculture, because ikhona loss. The loss is there. The loss is there.
True.
But then you need to invest at the same time and make sure that you remember there is technology at the same time. At the same time, what was never risk in farming. So possible, because there's a very same thing. I remember one time, it's December, I would make a jackpot from the chickens, the broilers, and for it. The boy, off, but humble and he lost the weight because the following day nobody was there. So I made a big loss.
So I can't defeat.
But certain day when they go cannibalism, that has a when and book about it no cool. Just imagine what happened. I mess everything and it lost. And that loss, I think it was around 40,000.
Yeah.
But the healing, it is part of the game actually. It's part of the game, because you'll find yourself because I've been owing some part, I've been doing so stress at the same time, because you are not supposed to be on the position you are.
Hey, Mahazule. Kangiklamba sithi masithi siyangena sesiyajula sesiyawabona emaphakade bese sekuthiwa isikhathi sesiphelile. Angathi ngabe amagama akhe egcina kumbukeli ungathini?
Amagama amegcina kumbukeli ngathi mina sonke nje simaswati, let us rise up and see, consider, sibukele what you can do as uthi realize wena ukuthi what is my strength before you can start saying something. What is your strength? Just say something. Can you write something about your goal? That somehow somewhere maybe can just say, okay, maybe it can be achieved this way. So ungabe like but patience, perseverance, and persistence will take you somewhere. You don't have to be too much in terms of relying on other people, but you need to rely on what you think is good, is going to take you somewhere. So anything is possible if you think and if you work, and then even if you persevere on what you think, you are going to be successful. In time, we are still moving on we are still on the journey.
So
you fail, and at the same time you fall, and at the same time you also rise up, and it's part of the game. It's part of the game.
Mbukeli uyamuva babe Mahazule lana uthi patience, perseverance and persistence idaksida ukuthi ukhone ukuqhubeka, uthi bhala kube khona into loyishoko ngegoli lakho ungakakhulumi lokuningi dibude ukuthi lakho ligoli yini, ukhulumele ukuthi kangwane imihlaba miningi, uyahamba nje ukukhuluma nemuntu ucela umhlaba niyakhulumisana niyavumelana, sekungakhona kusebenta khona lapho kumila tshani, ngabe kumila inhlanyelo thide, ngabe kumila tindvo thide letitasita ukuthi sishintshe. Babe Mahazule usebenzisa igama lethi overhaul your life, impilo yakho mhlambe ayisile lekuchazako, awukho la ujabula khona, but ungakhona ukuyi-overhaula. Mbukeli, bekuhle kuhlala kanye nawe ehlelweni, akube kuhle kubukela inhlelo ezilandzelako. Inkosi ikubusise. Bye bye.